Last year, we had this big trip as a family where we went to Disney, and for the weeks leading up to it, I put in as much work as I possible so that when I went to Disney, I felt like I could be able to try and enjoy myself, not worry about the fact that I wasn't doing enough. So, I was running 4+ miles a day, weightlifting every day. I didn't eat any processed food for weeks. Work felt easy. I was able to focus for longer. you know, Going on the run started to get easier even when I started increasing the mileage. B, using my discipline to do things that I really didn't want to do started getting easier. My motivation went up and everything felt great. And at Disney, absolutely freaked out. I ate whatever I wanted for a week straight. When I got back home, I couldn't focus. It was hard for me to get into it. I had to reset my meditation from 20 minutes to 25 minutes a day back to 10 minutes a day. I was having trouble studying for the upcoming school year, and I lost a lot of that discipline that I had before. Do I regret the fact that I ate like that? No. It took me like a week after Disney to get back to what I used to be like. And I really enjoyed my time there, so I don't regret what I did there. But a lot of people live like I did on vacation. They live eating whatever they want without realizing the consequences that the food that they choose has on their body and their mind. So today I want to explain to you a diet that doesn't follow as much of the laws as like these self-improvement YouTubers say, but gives you guidelines so that you know what is good to eat and what is not to eat. So, we call it a caveman diet. It's just the idea that whatever we're going to eat are going to be foods that are much more physically healthy, productive, eat. So, like, not these ultra processed pretzels, chips, bread, whatever, but these really natural things, like organic things like fruits, vegetables, nuts, cheese, meats, things that we used to eat back in the day, not these new things. We were made to kind of eat meat, to gather vegetables and berries, to eat what the earth gave to us, not what we kind of just grew in some labs. I mean, obviously we can't hunt or gather anymore, but the idea is to eat the same foods, the organic, natural foods that we ate like back in the day, because that's clearly what's going to be healthiest for. So the main reason for a caveman diet is to improve our health. In the modern world, everything we eat is so processed and so refined that even things that look healthy are messing up your insides and your hormones. All the extra chemicals and foods they put into your foods nowadays is ruining your internal health. Just like these, if it fits your macros YouTubers, they talk about how, oh, you can eat whatever you want as long as it fits your macros and you're getting this much protein each day. And I eat ice cream and fried chicken and all this junk because it's inside my macros and I do fine. And I mean, like, if we think logically for a second, and this guy is telling us, oh, you can eat whatever you want. Why does that make sense? It goes against everything we learned since we're 5 years old. Even at 5 years old, we've learned that, yeah, we need to eat healthy and do this certain things to be strong, and then these guys are coming up and saying, yeah, but you need to do this way. You can eat whatever you want as long as you stay inside your calories. Like, do we really think that's true? Like, half of the guys that are telling me this are all on steroids. 90% of them probably are. And then they're eating all this junk that's just going to ruin their bodies and their minds. They're going to die. We don't want that kind of diet that goes against everything that we know because, oh, it's sexy. These fitness influencers tell you about this if it fits your macros diet because it's sexy. It's sexy to say, oh, you can eat whatever you want and then you'll be fine, because people want to hear that. They don't want to hear another athlete say, I eat fruits and vegetables and meat all the time. You know, I barely eat any candy or processed foods like that. Nobody wants to hear that because they already know that's how it works and they don't want to do that. They want to hear somebody say, "Oh, you can eat whatever you want." But that's not the right answer because oftentimes the easiest solution is gonna lead to the least problems fixed, you know? If you don't spend the time and care to actually improve your diet, improve your mental health, and eat natural foods, your body's not going to have the ability to spend time and care for itself because it's not going to have any nutrients or energy to care for anything because you've been eating like crap, you know? But the thing is, when you start eating organic foods, sure, it sucks at first. But after a while, you start to realize how nice it is, how much you can actually focus on what you're doing again. Because what happens is when you eat all this junk and processed food, your brain gets a really big dopamine high. What happens is when you crash down off that high, which where you spend most of your time throughout the day because you're not eating all the time throughout the day. When you crash down from that high, your brain can't focus because all it can focus on is it needs that dopamine back. It needs that sense of eating the junk foods and feeling super nice back. What happens is you can't focus on other things because your brain is already preoccupied on that. But when you don't eat any junk food, when you simply eat good foods, your brain is able to use that energy. And instead of putting all that energy into thinking about eating the food again, your brain puts all that energy into actually working and focusing. So you start to feel better, you start to look better, and it's really, really nice because you stop having that brain fog every day that you don't know what's going on and you're kind of confused and you start thinking sharply and clearly again. So, what does it really, really look like? I want to kind of quickly, but caveman diet is just a diet of whole, unprocessed foods meat, fish, eggs, fruits, vegetables, nuts, all of these foods that are very, very organic. They know there's no extra chemicals in it. There's no processing done to it because, you know, that's when you start to get in that point where you start to lose your focus because of all that extra sugar and stuff that they add into it to make it taste good. I do also include dairy products into it, like yogurt and cheese, because I really, really like them. So I eat them. But see how dairy works for you. If you don't really think that it works for you and you think that you're better without dairy, don't do it. Just try it. I'm not gonna add it in, but if you can eat meat, eggs, fruits, vegetables, and some nuts every day, that's gonna really help you start to realize how much you've been missing out with your mind because of all this food that you've not done. And I'm not gonna give you any guidelines like calories and everything like that because you all probably have different things that you're trying to do. Maybe some of you are bulky, maybe some of you are cutting. If you're 6 feet tall, you're gonna need more calories than a guy who's 4'3", So I'm not gonna give you any specifics, but I just follow meat, eggs, nuts, fruits, vegetables. You can eat these 5 foods every day, you'll be fine. Now, listen, this diet is not going to be easy to get into, especially if one of those people who eats a lot of processed foods or your parents buy only for processed foods. This diet is going to suck because there's going to be temptation all around you all the time. And it's going to take time for you to achieve a good diet. You're going to have so many setbacks and failures where you think, maybe I should just give up. Maybe I should just stop. And, I can do it if it fits your macros anyway. But if you keep pushing through it, you get through the setbacks, you get through the failure, you'll start to realize that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that you are actually improving yourself, and that these hardships and failures that you've been experiencing only make the process better for you. Now, if you can get consistent when you caveman diet as a teenager, When you're an adult, this bird, nothing. When you're an adult, it will be so much easier for you to eat good food and work hard because you have a clear mind. Remember, future you is counting on you to make the right choices. Just make him proud. You know, this diet is designed for us to be kind of more human than all these people else. Because if you're eating these things like cereal, candy, and brownies, you're ruining your brain health and you're kind of going to be like less optimal and you're going to be like almost subhuman because your brain is not working. And that's the part of us that makes us different from every other animal. You're probably going to end up in some job where your boss is making all your profit and you're making just enough to live, you know? If you eat these natural foods, everybody else who doesn't, it's going to be wrecked by you. You know, you're going to have no competition around you from the guys who watch TikTok, eat 200 grams of sugar a day, just a weak body. You know, you'll be able to get in the top 10% easy. Anyways, I hope this video helped. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. See you guys later. Bye bye.